My old teacher gave me some really good advice years ago that I did not take to heart until recently, which was to not watch bad writing or read bad writing. And her philosophy was that whatever you get accustomed to becomes normalized. So if you're always around bad writing, if you're always around incorrect writing, then it's going to internalize into your system, and eventually what stood out to you won't stand out to you at all, and you won't notice it. And I say that a lot when I teach. If the barn culture is one way, it's very difficult to make it obvious that that culture is standing out to me as incorrect or unkind or whatever the case may be. And then she said, don't read bad writing. So because I'm a writer, this pertains to me. It could be whatever your thing is. It doesn't have to be writing at all. But she said if you read junky writing, if you read what's in the magazines and the tabloids, or just junky books that don't have any sustenance or bad writing, then it becomes internalized into your system, and you not only begin to write like that, but you start to think like that. And I didn't take this seriously until recently, because I've been trying to publish a novel, which is new for me. I write a lot of how-tos or philosophy things, and so I'm trying to write a novel. And I'm reading a lot of novels to help get my mind around writing fiction. And I have been reading some incredible literature. I've been reading the Poisonwood Bible is my most recent one, Barbara Kingsolver, Percival Everett. I've been reading the Steinbeck is my favorite. I've been reading the great authors of our time. And their writing and storytelling is so rich and so incredible. The way that they describe something is like, you just can't believe somebody could think of it that way. And what happens is, as I walk around, take walks with my dog, or I'm waiting at the bus stop to pick up my kids, I'm starting to see the world in the way that they write, which is really cool. It's far beyond my ability to write. So as I'm reading my own work, I'm like, this is so elementary compared to that, and I have something to push up to, something to strive toward. Whereas if you're used to reading tabloids or junky stuff, it would seem good enough. But good enough is not what we're going here. We're going for depth. We're going for creativity. We're going for interest. We're going for storytelling, right? And then as writing, my old teacher was the most gifted writer I've ever seen. Even in her old age, she would walk out with a cane and barely be able to walk, and then she'd get on a horse, and her body and the horse's body were just transformed. The horse would become very elegant, and this would be a horse that I struggled with getting to ride a straight line. All of a sudden, her body would transform this horse, and this horse would become elegant and beautiful, and it didn't matter what the horse's history was. She could make it look beautiful. And she would really urge me to challenge the public perception of who's the most popular rider and what they're saying, and whether they said words that were congruent with what they were actually doing. So a lot of times the most popular riders are the ones that are the most rewarded, regardless of what they say. She would say, turn the sound off and watch the horse. Are you seeing the principles in action that they're actually saying? Now I realize that she actually wanted to preserve my North Star, that if I'm always pushing up, then I won't be confused and led astray, because it's very easy to start to get sucked into whatever is the norm. So you start to think like the reading that you're reading. You start to talk like and behave like the media you consume and the people around you and the writing that you see toward. And the writing and the writing that I aspire to from the people I admire is so far beyond my capacity, I don't know that I can ever get there. And I'm not being self-deprecating. I don't feel bad about myself in any way. It's just that I want to accomplish what is so far beyond my reach that I'm always pushing up, rather than allowing myself to slide into bad writing and bad writing. And so whenever I put out any writing or writing, I am aspiring toward those things and falling short. And I think that's a much better way to be than to let yourself slide and devolve into whatever the norm is. So that's the advice that she gave me, was don't let yourself watch or read bad writing or bad writing.